All right, so I was recently asked, guys, but before I start, let me open up. My name is Clement, and this is Traveling After South. I'm just going to touch bases on a question I was asked. Will I date in the States anymore? No. At least I'm going to steer clear of it. I'm never going to say never. You never know what's going to happen or how life changes. But as far as I can see, it's not likely. Dating in the States is an absolute headache. Absolute. A lot of these women think they're entitled. And it's obvious to me that they don't know what kind of competition they face from overseas. Because I'm going to tell you, the women overseas, not only do they treat you like a king, but they're soft, they're more feminine. They're easygoing, easier to talk to, easier to approach, and they don't have the same mentality. Sorry about that. And that's actually a big deal. When the women don't have the right attitude and they're combative, the relationship doesn't work. You can't build with someone you're going to play tug of war with. What I've experienced is that, like with my Filipino my ex-wife, up until she became more Americanized, she was very submissive. Everything worked out. She knew her position, I knew my position. And we worked hand in hand. And we accomplished a lot, actually. And that right there let me know that this is different. Because the women I had dated up until her was just a lot of American issues. You know, he say, she say, cheating. I got to get my hair did, my nails, my hair can't get wet. Like a lot of silly issues. And then there was the influence of friends, family, music, TV, all of those things. They played a role in decisions and behavior and just a lot. And one of the things you don't have to deal with when you go overseas is that. Because the women are more willing to work with you, wanting to be around you, wanting to learn from you, and they want you to be the provider. They want you to be the protector. And they want to make sure that you're happy. That's like their number one priority, you. Because they understand that if you're not happy, if things are not going well with you, and you're doing the providing and the protection and the heavy lifting and all these things that come with being the man of the house, they get it. They know the assignment. But most Western women, they don't know the assignment. They don't know what to do. So it makes for a harder situation here, you know. So dating in the States, it's not like dating overseas, you know, because they just don't know the assignment here. It's like, it's a tug of war. It's a class thing. You got to have this thing and that thing. And nobody wants to deal with that anymore. Especially when you get that plane ticket and you leave, you know. When I moved out to Southeast Asia, I had no idea how it was going to be. I seen some videos of how people's situations were, But not everybody's situation is the same. But I thought it was worth a try because I had been married to a Filipino woman, and I knew why I didn't want to be in that relationship anymore. So I figured if I went somewhere else and found something similar, if not the same, I would be able to basically work that situation a little bit better. Because then there wouldn't be any American or Western influence. And that's one of the biggest issues with dating in the States. When you date someone in the States, they have a lot of Western influence. And Western influence, like I said, women in the West don't understand the assignment. Women overseas in Asia, they understand the assignment. They know how to treat you. They know exactly what you want. They know exactly what to do. And you don't have to show them. And if you do show them, they're willing to learn. That's one of the biggest things. They're open to learn. You know, they want to know how to best treat you, how to best keep you. Here, it's that mentality. That I don't need a man. I could do it myself. And then I think another factor is that if things don't go their way, they know they can sue you and take everything from you. You know, that's a backup plan. Now in the West, I mean out in Asia, that's not even on their minds. You know, they're trying to make sure that the relationship stays together. And in the West, though, the women are too combative. You know, they give you a lot of problems. You know, they want to fight, they want to argue. And it's because most of them, they can sue you and take everything that you have. You know what I'm saying? So that's not the case in Southeast Asia. The women there treat you like gold. They treat you like a king. And you don't have to put up with any of the same things. And that's just the way it is. And that's why they win when it comes to that. Because they have a different mentality. You know, they're not listening to songs talking about they're the baddest bitch and just all this ignorant stuff that women here are being fed. You know? And then the whole situation of dating outside of the country is much better because of that, you know, where they're not being brainwashed by the TV, by the music, by the culture. And then the racism, you know, all of that mixed together, it makes it tough, you know, because you're always going to find something to be different, you know, for a reason, like be combative. And that's just not happening overseas. It's just not happening. One, they don't deal with the same problems. They don't have the same issues that we have. And they don't have the same kind of made up stresses, made up problems, and a lot of the crazy like propaganda that we make up here to keep people separated from one another. You know, like here, we in the States, they manufacture problems, they manufacture issues to keep us divided. So that right there is a big factor. You know, when you have manufactured situations and just unnecessary things, and they get into the way of normalcy. You know, it's like they I don't know, it seemed like it's normalized to be at odds with your significant other. And that's crazy to me, actually. When you can leave the States and find a soulmate that's gonna worship the ground you walk on. You know, unlike here, they're ready to sue you and take everything you got. You know, that's why the birth rate is low, the death rate is high, the divorce rate is high, cheating is high, because it's just a lot to deal with. So far as me, dating in the States doesn't look likely. I might go on a date, but taking a date serious as some type of further material, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Because, you know, people here are in bad shape. So you're gonna get like all kinds of like attitudes and behavioral issues and all kinds of stuff, you know. And that's just not good. Nobody wants to deal with that. So yeah, I don't see me personally ever getting into another relationship here. It's not something that I foresee in the future. All I see is me avoiding that kind of situation at all costs, because the mindset's not right. The maturity's not right. You know, it's a materialistic situation, and everybody is not fully emotionally developed. So, yeah, that probably won't ever happen. And that's pretty much how I feel. I think dating out the country is a unique experience if you get to experience it. And the women are more so into you. And me personally, I prefer that. So it is what it is. Peace out.